Hey, how you doing, guys? It's Stefan the Sorcerer back again with another video. Today I'm going to show you a breakdown of a Amapiano Afro beat I made. I'm really new to this genre, but I love making it. Such a vibe, and I love to dance, and it just gives me that bounce. So I'm going to break down all the key elements I made for that beat. Here's a preview of the beat I'm going to be breaking down in this video. If you could help me out by liking the video, commenting, and subscribing, that would help me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Well, right now I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, but you know what I'm talking about. Please hit that bell, hit that subscribe, and let's get into the video. All right, let's waste no time. Let's get straight into it. So I'm working in the key of G minor. I played these chords out on my keyboard. I'll show you them. These are the chords I'm working with. Super beautiful, like strummed out chords. The instrument I'm using, this is a free instrument. I think it's made for trap production, but I love the sounds in it. You should definitely get this plugin. It's free and super slept on. I don't see a lot of people promoting this in videos, but it's called Iota Mini by Angelic Vibes. So if I play some keys out, this is what it sounds like. And you can adjust the distortion and delay to kind of get the sound you want. It's got all these presets for 808s, bass, bell, guitar, keys, plucks, pads, synths, really anything you want. They got some trap drum kits in there too. So really go get that plugin. How I made this pattern is I honestly just played out some chords on my keyboard. If you don't know music theory, this is a really helpful tip. You just need to know that all of the white notes on your scale are A minor. They're in the scale of A minor. So if you start at A, you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A, all of those keys are A minor. And if you transpose your scale up one, you'll be in A sharp minor. So you can easily do that by hitting scale and seeing what scale you're in. I know I'm in G minor, so let's see. They're in the green line, so that lets me know that they're in key. What I do on my keyboard, and I'll show you really fast, it has these buttons here labeled transpose. So when I click this, I know it's transposing my whole scale. So originally I'm working in A minor, so you could see my keyboard is set at 0, so I know I'm working in A minor for all the white keys. If I hit transpose down 1, I'm in A sharp minor. Boom. If I hit it twice, then I'm in G minor. So now all the notes I play are in G minor. And then I just basically played out chords like a lot of keyboards have this feature, and it makes it super easy to play out any scale without knowing any music theory. But I can make a whole video on that. Just let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, that's the bell sound I used for my main chords. And now let's move on to the guitar. I'm also using this free guitar plugin called Ample Guitar M Lite. You've probably seen it in my other videos if you've watched them. Anyways, I did the same thing. I played this melody out on my keyboard. Let's hear the first melody. And then I have this second section right here. It's more just to give a vibe and sit a little bit in the background and give the beat a little bit more rhythm. So that's what this is what that sounds like. So super simple. I don't want to overdo it or overproduce the sample. On this I have how do you say this? A ROM reverb to it. I turn the mix down to 11.5 just so it gives it a bit more of space and airiness to the melody. Next I'll show you the strings. This is also a free plugin called BBC Symphony Orchestra. I use it a lot. It gives you like some natural string sounds. Yeah, and this is the pattern I played out for that. Yeah, so it kind of gives you that like elegant string sound that you're looking for. What I put on it is this Magic Dice plugin. I think it added some delay and reverb to it, so it sounds a bit more spaced out. So this is what it sounds like without the Magic Dice. And to me that sounds a little harsh, so I put the Magic Dice on, and then this is what it sounds like. So yeah, it has a bit more delay and effects built in, so it sits a little better in the mix, and also it's not like super overpowering or harsh to the ears. The next and final piece of the melody is the sax that you hear playing when the log drum comes in. So this is what it sounds like. Obviously that would be really hard for me to play. I'm not an instrumentalist in any way, especially on the sax or trumpet or horns or anything like that. So what I did was I went to Arcade. This is a really good plugin for melodies and other effects. I use this swank and somber preset, and all you're doing is setting your scale to whatever you want to play in, and it gives you all these samples. So let me play out the pattern that I made through these samples. So super simple. I kept the samples pretty much the same as you can see. The only thing I did for the third sample I used was, instead of starting it off at the beginning, I cut it in the middle of the sample. So instead of this, it gave me this. And I thought that was a great way to end the phrase. And then what I did was I recorded that audio out into a new track, and I usually mute the arcade sample, but I keep it there just in case I need to know where I got the sample from later. So with the audio, I just added a Magic Dice to it. So without the Magic Dice, this is what it sounds like. And with the Magic Dice, it sounds like this. So it's got a lot of reverb and delay added to it just to make it feel a little bit more mixed and natural. So altogether, this is what the melody sounds like. On my melody, I also have an EQ just to cut out the low end, so it's not interfering with my bass or my drums. I also added this Kramer tape stereo from Waves. I like this acoustic guitar warm preset, and I just played around with the knobs till I got a sound that I like. This is what the drums sound like all together, and then I'll break down each individual layer. So let's hear it. So the drums are super simple also. I think with these kind of songs, you just want to keep it super simple and to the point. It's more about a vibe than creating a super complicated drum pattern that's gonna only impress other producers. I think the goal is kind of like to get people to dance this music and just feel a vibe. So I use this drum loop, 103 BPM, but it's stretched to 114. This is what that sounds like. If you want to find drum loops, I suggest either using Splice, which is paid, but you can download a lot of samples every month. And if not, what I also like to do and where I got most of these samples is I go on BeatStars, which is a platform I use to sell beats on. People also use it to sell drum kits, melody packs, things like that. I also do that. So if you need any melodies or drum kits, the link will be down in the description below. But I go and I basically search up the free packs that are on there, and honestly you get some really great sounds and it's fun to play with them. So that's where I got this drum loop and most of these sounds. I added in this kick. Next we got the shaker. It's also a shaker loop. This is what the shaker sounds like. It gives it that bounce, that rhythm that you're looking for. From the same pack, I was just exploring that pack the day I made this. I got this vocal chop sample. So this is what it sounds like on its own. And then what I did was basically filter the volume so it's coming in and out a little randomly, but just so it's not constant through the whole song. So this is what that sounds like. After that, this is kind of like a cymbal or a clap. So this hits on the one of every bar. After that, I have this rim shot that just hits on the two. Super simple. This other snare that hits on the two and the like 3.5. I don't know how to say it. And then what I have here is another rim shot. Here I have another cymbal. Last but not least, I have this drum roll, and that just comes in at the end of some bars to give the feeling of transition. Let's move on to our basses. The first bass I use in kind of like the chorus part, I would say, is this 90s club bass. It's a plucked bass in Analog Lab. This is honestly one of my favorite basses. Let's hear what it sounds like. How I made this bassline section and how I usually make bassline sections is I just follow the main chords I use. What I do is I grab iota chords and I grab all the root notes of those chords like this. I copy them and then I'll go down to my bass pattern, let's draw it out like that, shift control M, and then it'll come up. And then what I do is I paste in that pattern. For this, what I did is kind of lengthen the bass notes, and then I added some notes in between and took some out. So you can kind of see, like, if I just play this, it'll sound kind of similar. And honestly, just like that sounds good already, but I added in these like little transition notes here and there just to give it a bit more of a bounce that I like. And last but not least, the most important part of this beat, I would say, is the log drum. So where I get my log drum is this VST. It's a log drum VST from Producer Sources. When I got it, it was on sale for only $20, so it was kind of like a no-brainer for me. It was kind of hard to find a log drum preset for a stock plugin in Ableton, so I found like this was the best workaround, and it has like a bunch of presets that you can go through. But the one I'm using for this video is the basic 03, and I just turned up the gain. Let's hear this pattern I played out and what it sounds like. Super simple. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is. I basically did the same thing that I showed you with my original bass line. So let's get a pattern in there. And then if I paste in my bass notes for my chords, it'll give me this. And what I did was basically just move them around and play with them to get more of a bounce going. So then I transpose them up. So let's see. How did I get it off the first note so it's not hitting the same time as the kick drum? Super simple. And then last but not least, I have this riser, and that sounds like this. So yeah, guys, I think the beat came out super sick. When the log drum comes in, it just makes you want to dance. The guitar gives it a bit of a melody. The trumpet and sax definitely makes the beat feel more full. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, please, again, give me a like, comment, subscribe, all that. I'm just trying to grow my channel as much as possible this summer by giving you these summer vibes. If you want this instrumental, I'll leave a link to it down below. Any other sound kits and things like that, also in the link below. You can check out my website, sorcerersounds.com, or find me on Instagram at Stefan the Sorcerer. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Let's listen to it back from the beginning and you can hear the final results.